What's happening, everybody? It's Shawn with Reactions to the Classics, and today we have a full album reaction to My Life Story's Mornington Crescent, brought to us by my friend, longtime supporter, and patron of the channel, Iain. Thank you, Iain. Always appreciate everything you bring. I always really enjoy everything you bring. This one is a very off the radar. This is not on, in the US, it's not on Spotify, YouTube, anything else. I had to be a little creative to get a hold of it on YouTube, and I'll leave it at that. But I'm totally relying on Iain on this one, but I trust him in good hands here. Iain says, another trip down memory lane, released on my 18th birthday on the 10th of January, 1995. This was another band introduced to me by my good friend Simon, a former Antarctic base commander and person of excellent music taste. Wow. I guess if you're in the Antarctic, you're going to have to like some tunes, right? A nonconformist 90s Britpop band that appealed to my alternative taste with their theatrical sensibilities, similar to David Devant and his Spirit Wife. Got a couple reactions to that up. Duke's Special and the Divine Comedy. The band at the time were a group of up to 12 musicians who revolved around the extremely talented vocalist and songwriter Jake Schoenfeld. This debut album was released on Mother Tongue Records and didn't see much success, only reaching 115 on the UK album charts. It got them noticed, though, and resulted in their second album, The Golden Mile, being released by Parlophone, to a little more success. I prefer this album to Golden Mile, but this may be due to my nostalgia. Both are good, solid records. Named after the famous London Underground tube station, which is also part of the national consciousness, as the name of a fictitious game played with imaginary comic rules as a mock panel game on UK's Radio 4 show, I'm sorry, I haven't a clue. The band on this album, we got Jake Schoenfeld on voice and guitar, Helen Caddick on keyboards, Harry Blue on bass, Jason Cooper on drums and timpani. We got violins from Lucy Wilkins, Becky Doe, Becca Ware, Rob Spriggs on viola and flute, Oliver Krauss on cello, and Bill Mowbray and Roxana Shirley on second trumpet. We also have several people on second violins, trombones, and tubas, and Gene Lawrence is our opera singer. So I'm going to be over on YouTube. You're not going to see anything from Spotify below. We're going to start out with the album opener, You Don't Sparkle, in parentheses, In My Eyes. Iain, this is all going to be Iain's thoughts. The first thing you hear is the orchestra tuning up and sets this scene for the Experience, the most played song on Amazon Music from the album, but not my personal favorite. An enjoyable opening track with a catchy chorus, released as a single in '94 by Mother Tongue. Oddly, in the UK and France, I saw UK went to number 115. Iain rates every song, gives us a 7.5. Iain actually went through and made the lyrics for this album because there was no lyrics for this album. So he put those on Song Meaning. So shout out to Iain. Thank you. I'm going to have the lyrics up as always. If it's your first time joining us, I'll let you know the music will not be in the video, but it will be in the link below. And really, that's the only way you're going to hear this album if you're in the States, because it's not released anywhere. So I invite you to follow. You Don't Sparkle, In My Eyes. I really did enjoy the orchestra build up there, the strings and all of that. I thought Jake's voice was grand, kind of what I expected. Like, it works perfect for this type of music. Some nice wordplay. The greatest living painter painted in a painted corner. The greatest on the earth has never stepped on land. I'm standing on a gold mine. Oh, I can make it all mine, but I just don't want your money, just your. And then he repeats all the time. It would, if you would take my hand, would it still be blind? Because you don't sparkle, you don't shine, sparkle in my eyes. And he talks about that a lot. So I don't really know exactly what the song's about. I mean, I think he doesn't hold her in high esteem, but I could be totally wrong with that. But really, it's about the music for me, the vibe, man, the musicianship. So I really did enjoy that one, man. That's a good album opener. Now we're going to go to the Penthouse in the Basement. So nice wordplay. Iain says the dramatic piano gives way to the electronic drums, and the rest of the track is belted out by Jake with beautiful orchestration. This is the classic MLS sound. I particularly love I'm Cutting Down My Christmas List this year line. Iain gives it an 8.5. Penthouse in the Basement. Basically, I guess he's with this person. I never held you as a friend, but I'll hold you tight as a lover for tonight. I never sought to make amends for the darkest past since past began. Our strongest weaknesses were lies and these towering spires of plots and plans. I held the gossip to my chest, then beat it out like a monkey in a dinner suit. I mean, I don't even know what all that means, but the chorus is crazy catchy, right? But now I'm telling you I'm gone. Do you hear? I'm cutting down my Christmas list this year. I'm gone. I'm out. I'm in a penthouse in the basement, stands undisturbed, dust sheets on the bed. So he repeats that 3 different times with a couple verses in there, the one I read you and one other one. The keyboard work at the start was really good, right? You kind of had the traditional piano keys with Helen Caddick, and then you're going to have just a synth and just a strange noise that was just coming in there that I really did enjoy. And, you know, I think Jake, just like I said before, something on this song, he just has a perfect voice to deliver this kind of music. Now we're going to go to Triumphant. Iain says, not my favorite song on the album, not bad. It's an 80s vibe overlaid with the typical MLS big band orchestrations. Great trumpets. Gives it a 7 out of 10. Triumphant, really good musically. I mean, the horns really came on this one, right? The trumpets and everything were really flowing on this one. Triumphant. I'm not going to go over the lyrics. I mean, I think it's pretty much a song about sex, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. It was fine for me. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was just fine. I'm kind of with Iain here on that one. Next up is Up the Down Escalator. Iain says the multi-layered intro to the song could be a Bond theme before the chorus kicks in and the tempo picks up. And the song is an existential reflection and urgent story of how life is a struggle going up the down escalator. You know that, man. A fun song with a cool driving bass, an 8 out of 10. Up the Down Escalator. My favorite song lyrics-wise, I don't know if I was feeling Jake's vocal performance so much on that. I mean, I know that was the idea, just kind of the over the top, but we're all born equal. We die the same way. Yes, we die the same way. From comforting cradle. On your mark, set, and then it's go. Up the down escalator of this adventure. We're all born equal. We die the same. Who gives an S about life anyway? Then up the down escalator of this adventure. He was so scared of being killed in the road. In the end, stress brought a heart attack on, and he died anyway, right? No matter what kind of life you live, we all start the same and end the same, man. And up the down escalator is the way life feels for a lot of us at a lot of different times in our life. No one ever said this thing was going to be easy. So I really enjoyed the lyrics, man. I thought it was a cleverly written song. Like I said, I wasn't exactly feeling the vocals, but still a really good tune. Now we're to Under the Ice. Iain says, a beautiful song showing off Jake's vocals. Might be my favorite track, but this album is so consistent. There really isn't a track that stands head and shoulders above the others. In transcribing the lyrics, I realized I've been mishearing a key line for 25 years. It's funny how that happens. Once your brain hears it, it hears it. Listen out for crestfallen I cry. I thought was crestfallen like Christ, which upon reflection doesn't make sense. All right, now I got to really listen for that. He gives it an 8.5 out of 10. Under the Ice. Definitely agree Jake's lyrics or vocals sound fantastic. The lyrics too, basically under the ice. He's under the ice of her glare, of her cold stare. Worldly wise, I've closed my eyes in cryogenic sleep. I'm under the ice. So my tortured grin, she is goosebumping. Worldly wise, I've closed my eyes in cryogenic sleep. I'm under that. So I think he's maybe enamored with this woman who's just kind of can take him or leave him, kind of treats him like garbage. But those few times she treats him well, he's still there. He's like just frozen out, but he's still there no matter what, and he can't get away from it, and he realizes it. But I thought the song, instrumentally and musicianship-wise, fit all of it perfectly. So it's my favorite track so far as well. Now up to Bullets Fly. Iain says, breaths provide a disturbing and arresting backdrop to the song. One of the weaker tracks, still a good song, a 7 out of 10. Back to those breaths that ended out, it kind of adds this, just kind of like, I don't know, uncomfortableness to it, kind of a manicness to it a little bit. This uncomfortable warmth inside breaks over me like the old red tide. They put a gun on me, the invisible beam, so turn me inside out. Then I'll feel clean. Then bullets fly, and I don't leave it to chance. When bullets fly, I hate to watch you dance. And he says, your face is tired, and I'm tired of your face. That doesn't mean that our love's disgraced. I can't hold on to you. I can't let you go. So turn me inside out. Turn on the hose. So once again, kind of out there lyrics. Not exactly sure what it's about, but I do like this, the ominous tone of the song. We're up to Forever. Iain just says, a split-up song, simple lyrics, and enjoyable MLS orchestrated sound, 7 out of 10. I mean, I did enjoy the horns on the coda of the last track. Forever. Once again, grand musicianship. Just didn't work out, right? She hid behind the shroud of her makeup. I was still counting to 10. 2 empty cups lay next to the sofa. Teacups will stain, so will your name, forever. And in verse 2, it's like, now it's over. Why did you lie? What did you gain? So it didn't work out. When the history repeats on itself, when the lump in the throat is in yours, then you'll know. Forever is too long. Forever, don't you go. These things show. So it's kind of a grand, as Iain said, kind of a grand breakup song. So, I mean, it was fine for me. I thought, Jake's vocals were powerful. Now we're going to move on to Motorcade. Iain says, the strings attack your ears in this powerful song with some great organ playing. It never lets you catch your breath. Jake is in top form on this one. Another really impressive song, musicianship-wise, right? The organ added stuff, but there were all kinds of stuff going on in this song, all kinds of tempo changes. Jake even goes into a little spoken word there for a little bit. So that's one of the things I've found so far on this album. While this might not be my favorite type of music exactly as it's playing out, the musicianship is top notch, man. You cannot argue with that. It makes it quite an enjoyable listen. Now we're up to Girl A, Girl B, Boy C, the band's second single coming on 7-inch vinyl, CD single, and cassette. It was released in 1993 and produced by Giles Martin, the son of legendary Beatles producer George Martin. I feel this is a slightly autobiographical song for Jake. Great sax in towards the end, and I love the last chorus where we hear about girls E, F, and G too. 8 out of 10. Girl A, Girl B, Boy C. Very catchy, so I can see why this was a single. Really did enjoy that. I think the idea of the story is Jake is just saying like it never ends. He doesn't really even remember their names, right? It's just one after the other. Girl A, Girl B, Girl B, Boy C, and then we go on later and have the rest. All right, we got 3 songs left. Next up is Funny Ha Ha. Iain says everyone has that toxic friend who's the master of sarcasm and cutting jokes. Thinking back to the mid-90s, that was probably me and my group of friends. That's what I was going to guess. Perhaps I should have listened to the lyrics more intently back then. Final single from this album. He says a strong 8 out of 10. Funny Ha Ha. Did enjoy that one. I really liked it. I thought the longer it went on, the more I enjoyed it. Starts out, bruise was a 4 from your fall because what you need, you whore. Cutting remarks mark a little like graffiti on cut glass. You're not a face, you're a facade, and you know it's just a shallow way of life. So take us up and drink this poison down. And that chorus, man, the more I heard it, the more it's just anthemic. You're so funny, funny, ha ha, stealing the show. We laugh. So really good tune there, man. It's going to end up, I'm sure, at least on my honorable mentions. I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but all right, now we're up to parentheses theme from Checkmate. Iain says a nice little song with a simple concept of a chess game as an analogy for a failed relationship. Not sure if there's a double entendre here, but an enjoyable song. Iain gives it a 7.5 out of 10. Theme from Checkmate. Really enjoyed that. Once again, the chorus just starts getting in your head, right? The musicianship on a broken record is top notch. It builds. There's everything on here. Please say goodnight tonight. King and Queen in hand, the splendor of it. You don't know me, but as your life ends, mine will just begin. Now the pawn takes queen. Now the pawn takes queen. You see it a checkmate 1 to me with textbook tears as the years go by. So yeah, wow, that was a good one, man. Now we're gonna finish this thing off with a song called Angel. It's 7 minutes long. Iain says a strings-dominated, more delicate song has a slightly melancholic feel, though the song is a positive story of life and falling asleep with a lover. A lovely end to an album with operatic vocals to draw the whole album to a suitably spectacular end. 8 out of 10 again. Angel, what a way to end this album. I thought this was by far the best song on here. Not that the other songs weren't good, but man, I resonated with this. Jake sounded great, and just the ambiance of it all, the musicianship, we had everything. It built, it had plenty of time to go. 7 minutes long. I mean, it's just about 2 lovers, man. Hooked in for the night. He christened her with a name. She closed in back towards him, and they formed a crescent shape. Human as the moon on a bed sheet, sky of white. Down below, the trains were rattling. Through the night, the angel, the angel. So, I mean, I don't have a lot more to say about it. I thought that was Jake at his best on lyricism. I'll get into my favorite tracks, and I'll kind of tell you what Iain had to say and close on it. My favorite tracks, I already gave it away. The last one, Angel, and also Under the Ice, because I love Jake's vocals on that. Honorable mentions, the Penthouse in the Basement, keys at the start, and as that built throughout that song were great. Up the Down Escalator. Remember, I wasn't exactly feeling Jake's vocals on that. Might have been my least favorite performance of the vocals, but I thought the songwriting was so fantastic. It's got to be on there. Girl A, Girl B, Boy C. So catchy, man. Funny, haha. Also so catchy. And the theme from Checkmate, also honorable mention. I know I got a lot of honorable mentions on here and a couple faves. In closing, Iain says Jake is still performing with the reformed MLS, and I had the opportunity to see them with my gig buddy, the far cooler than me MKFM DJ Vicky McCarthy, just before the lockdown in 2019 in the MK11 Club in Milton Keynes. Lovely guy with time to chat to the fans after the gig. That's always important. Now, overall score, this is what Iain says. This is an album I come back to time and time again. It's over the top and gloriously flamboyant, but doesn't get old for me because it wasn't of its time. A consistent album without a killer smash hit, but without any poor songs. I agree with all of that, although I think that last song, Angel, is like unreal. It didn't feel like a Britpop album. It absolutely does not. A group of people playing with the creative possibilities of music. Another little-known gem that should be better known and gets a solid 8 out of 10 from Iain. For me, I agree with a lot of what he said. There wasn't any standouts for me except for Angel. But but I thought the musicianship on here was next level, man. It definitely is not a Britpop album to me, even if it's classified as that. I think it's much more than that. Nothing is Britpop. I love Britpop, but for me, I'm going to be at a 7.5. I think it's an album I'm sure that would build on you and resonate with you. But like I said, if you want to listen to this album again, you're going to have to watch this review again. Just fast forward through what I got to say, because it's not available anywhere in the States to be able to get to. But thank you, Iain. I know you put in a lot of hard work on this. You got a lot of the lyrics up yourself, and that's a lot of work, man. But Iain always does a great job. Thanks to all our patrons. If you like to support us in any way, check out the Patreon link below or the Patreon link on the end screen. Until next time, guys, I will see you.